Sorry, I couldn't help it. When I heard them singing the anthem, right, I just couldn't help it. I just wanted to hear the clearer one. So the one I'm going to sing myself, not singing after them. You know what I mean? Sorry about that. Yeah, that was Oshunbade in Oshun. Fake Pastor Ruga was there to tell them that he was going to continue with the corrupt, the inefficient, the jihadist agenda of Bukwari. But it seems that it didn't really amuse them. They were not really amused. They were not really kind of, freaked. They were laughing. They were looking at him funnily. You need to see some of the images from there. Forget about that video. It was an awkward show. But they quite, said, well, fine. Natif Numbu will do for here. And all that. But when he left, I want you to pay attention to the crowd. That's what I'm trying to point out there, okay? Not what they say. Just look at the crowd. That is Yorubaland. Politics is in the air. If our message is right there, for people to see them as never people you should associate with, don't even hope on them. They will say anything. They will say anything and anytime, everywhere, but they will do nothing. It is called politics. How do people build an euphoria on that and never feel or never remember what it's going to be like when it comes back, when it blows on their faces, so to say? But when he was leaving, this is what it looks like, by the way, just for a Some of you said it's joblessness. Some of you, you call them anything. Well, for somebody like myself, they can be very, very useful if they get the right information, if they have access to the right information. Now, look at that. You and I can talk down on them. We can say all manner of things. Of course, we'll be right, wherever you feel like. But that won't solve anything. I, as a person, right, I have said it that if you want to change something, if you want to change people from something, right, you need to give them something different, something they can condemn, reject, and eventually possibly like, dislike, whatever it is. Give something as an alternative. Some of them who have told me many times, they said that I don't have respect for their elders. Must you insult our elders? Must you insult elders as you are talking? And I'm like, I'm not insulting elders, so I'm only insulting the thieves. I'm insulting your dealers. I'm insulting the greedy old crooks. Okay? And if you feel offended by that, well, I can't help you. All right? So I don't insult elders. If I see a thief, right? If you see me steal, if you see my ego steal, tell everybody. Don't be afraid to say it out. If you see me steal, because I'm growing old too, I don't grow old now. Small, I'll be an old man. So you can say, because if I am a thief as a young man, one day I'm going to grow old. Does that mean that if you know, say I'll be a thief, you will now say, sir, I'm just shy. I just wanted to say, I know that you are a thief, sir, but I cannot say it, sir. Sorry, you. Omo, call me thief. Just don't make up stories, okay? Don't make up stories about me. That's gonna be so low. That's why I tell people my story. I tell my story all the time. Somebody like me who talk all the time, yeah, definitely we expect other people to talk back. But unfortunately, many of you don't know me, or you can only make things up. You remember just 2 days ago when we were talking about something about the greedy scums using Yoruba nation as their source of income, as their own livelihood, and they feel threatened if any of you should come in and say you have an idea of how things should be done rightly. Then the next thing, let me put it this way. I remember when I was going after the criminal politicians in Ogun State, right? Just like something similar to what you are saying today. I used to write a lot. I used to talk a lot. I used to have a lot of people who don't like me, and I don't even know them. That's my own consolation. My consolation is that I don't know many of you. So which means if you don't like me, I probably will never know. But it was so obvious back then in Ogun State. Some of these young, hungry twats who have access to this stipend that politicians probably gives to them or promised them rather. They didn't find it funny that one guy stayed in Scotland. So since they don't know me, since they don't have a clue who I am, right? So they came up with different things in defense of their criminal political leaders in Nigeria. They call them leaders. So me, I don't they call them thieves for a very long time. And I've been very consistent about that. So when they figured out like, wait till if he attack this guy, they realized that I have no plan or intention of living in Nigeria anymore. So, and that reality was like coming up. So they're like, what can we say? They said, don't mind him. He's there in the UK. He's bathing for cops. They said that they bath for cops. He's washing toilets. That part that is washing plates. They said a lot. And I said, hey. That's not an abuse. Even though I haven't worked in mortuary, okay? I don't think I have that strength anyway. But I've worked in the hospital before, dispensary and all those stuff, yeah? I have done that. I have worked, so me, they tell my own story. I have worked in the toilet. I have done peke. That's where they do freshen up for people. You know what I mean? I did that and I told people because I would tell you my story. I'm so glad with what I've managed to make of my life. Don't lie. Don't make up anything lies that doesn't make any sense. If anybody works in the toilet, if you are a cleaner, if you have a job, that's a job. It's better than to be a beggar a scavenger, somebody who live off other people, somebody who scheme just to feed off people. And that was what those boys were to me. And I'm talking about 7 years ago, 6 years ago. So it was a while. So they call me different names. So at some point, even one of them even had to go and write a story. He was defending politicians. Oh, these are people I don't even know, like I said. In their way of defending their leaders, their criminal, corrupt looters that they call leaders, is for them to also go rogue. So this person, right, it was like trying to say something to hurt me. And he picked up my picture of my family on social media, my children. And he published a falsehood. He said, I abandoned my family in Nigeria. Yeah. And I married another, I'll go marry Onyibo for UK because I wanted to do papers. I was like, how is that the reason why the youth in Yorubaland have no jobs? How is that the reason why you don't have real schools, you don't have real hospitals, you don't have real anything? You are unsafe. How is what Mayegun does with his life, his private life and all of that, right? So I went for the guy. I was like, you know what? You see that Yakufu that you wrote that she's abandoned. That Yakufu is the one that will pay for the lawyer that is going to jail you. Yeah, I'm going to ensure of that. And Yakufu will be in court as well. And she will see you moved straight to where you truly belong. You are defending politicians and you want to say something to hurt me. And you printed the picture of children on social media to make that story and all of that. And so the typical Nigerian, they started begging me. That's why I said that if I'm angry, I'm angry. I don't hide it. You know what I mean? So I was like, people say, Mayegun, don't do that. Mayegun, God will. You see, Mayegun, just ignore him. Mayegun, I saw them, they do. Mayegun, this and that. Blah, 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 blah. But guess what? Those who have been waiting to say, hey, I talk him. He believes that he knows everything. So he abandoned his family. He abandoned this. People have said a lot to me. People have said a lot. And I have never shied away from telling you how proud I am and how grateful I am that I have these great families that I have. But whatever happens to them is none of your business, so to say. In fact, many of them will wish they actually have what I have. Yeah, they will wish. But leave it as it may. Yeah, 2 days ago I said there are thieves in Ilanomo Odua. There are thieves in different other, Yoruba Nation campaigners. People started sending me videos of this this rough-looking, idiots, touts, looking kind of, you know what I mean? They started sending me their videos saying they are abusing Mayegun because Mayegun said there are thieves, who are out there, screaming Yoruba Nation, threatening you. Some of them are actually threatening you. You need to do this. If you don't do this, they are just going to kill us. About nobody is going to kill you, just the way they are saying it. Those that are being killed are allowed by Nigeria. And if you can turn that energy to explain that to an average Yoruba man, you can tell them to leave Nigeria without threatening them. So they said they are abusing me. So I was reading my comments. And I saw one faceless on YouTube, one faceless idiot came there as well. I said, Mayegun, just because probably they said that they insulted their leaders. They said Mayegun insulted their leaders. Mayegun insulted this or that. And you weary. So he came there and he was like, Mayegun, is it true that you abandoned your family? I was like, what did he do? What did he do? Because they feel like they can say things to hurt me in defense of people that they feel like I have insulted. And that's why I told you, I said, I insult people for a living. Say what you want to say about me, but you actually wish you are me on many occasions. Trust me, that is not a brag. You will wish you were me if all of you have the real picture, if you have the full picture of Mayegun. But that's aside. And that's why we said that if all of us wanted to be so kind of if we all want to be, I don't care. I just face my life. I just, thank God I don't come out from that shithole. Now I'm here. Let me just figure it out. Let me move on. If we want all to be like that, yeah, we could do that. But people like me feel like, now the damages your politicians are doing in Nigeria, yeah, now the damages the government and the politicians and all these your usual our leaders are doing to you in Nigeria, eh, is eventually going to cost me a lot. It's going to cost my children a lot because my children will need to live in Yorubaland, which is Nigeria, part of Nigeria right now, and I don't see them living in a just or a peaceful, progressive society if things continue like this. I can't bring my Akinola back to Yorubaland. I can't bring my Yewande back to Yorubaland and tell them, let's go and meet your people when I know that their lives can be in a serious danger in a twinkle. Now, that's the truth. I'll tell myself. And if I want them to be able to stay there, then I should contribute to making the place safer. Making it safer is telling ourselves the truth. The truth that have been sort of taken away from us for so long, right? And it's hurting us now. That's what I'm doing. So you can say anything to hurt me. You can say anything you want to say about me, but you will wish. I'm actually talking about some of you who are living the obvious. And you want to talk about me, Mayegun. I talk about myself all the time. I am proud of who I am. I'm proud of what I have done. I'm so proud of where I am today. Yes, and that's why I told you yesterday that you can say I am arrogant, I'm proud, I'm this or that. You will be right. Just please respect it as much as you can. If you have any kind of respect in your mind, so to say. I am talking about thieves. I'm talking about criminals whose actions directly and indirectly affects you, affects me. How do you turn a momentum of people who are suffering from that calamities, the victims? How do you turn that into something positive that can take them out of the whole thing? It is a job. They say freedom is not free. Of course, freedom is expensive. So is self-determination. But if you are divided, uncoordinated, if you are greedy, selfish, and all about money, you can dream on. You will never get it. You will never have it. There's so much of factors that sort of surrounded it. But if you don't tell yourselves the truth, the reality, of course, then why waste your time? Do you get that now? So, yeah, respect is earned. Of course, now. That's why they say respect is reciprocal. You know me out there now, they do my own. I'm talking about rogues. If you are looking at those who have disrespected us most, they are the public officials in Nigeria. You know, those who claim to be the elite, the think tanks, and so many other names they give to themselves. Just those guys, the ruling class. They've disrespected us so much. Now you can't demand respect for them, and you can't feel offended if they are disrespected. And if you feel offended that these rogues are disrespected, even they are old, remember something. It is also your choice. You choose to be offended, you know. But respect is earned, like somebody said. People will see that, so I respect this man. It's not demanded. That's the point. You don't demand it. But somebody says something similar as well, which I want to share, and that is, you remember this guy is also a former governor. Okay, that is Donald Duke.
Desperate situation today. And you need a leader that is formidable, a leader that can make things right. Not the pandering that goes on here today. What we have in Nigeria is a very disgraceful leadership. I spoke to a president of one of the West African countries And he said to me that the problem with West Africa, and indeed the problem with Africa, is that Nigeria is nowhere to be found. This is the general sentiment. Nigeria is nowhere to be found. We're fifth the population of the continent. We are by far the most outstanding nation of the continent. But when they look, there's just nobody. And so, whether you like Governor Wike's presentation, as he says, whether you like the and still want the ticket. But also let me focus on Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar has been contesting the presidency since 1992. Indeed, there is really no election since 1992 that he has not participated in. He ran against Abiola. In 99, he ran, first as governor, then as vice president. In 2003, he picked a form. And that was the crisis, that was what led to the crisis between him and Obasanjo. 2007, he ran, I think he ran on AD or so. 11, he ran, came back to PDP, right? He ran, was it 11? He ran in 11 against Jonathan. 15, he ran. 19, he ran. 23, he wants to run. Now only you did. A time comes when you look at it and say, it's enough. Let me be a kingmaker rather than this king. Because when people tell me that they heard from God, I've never heard from God. But you see signs of where he wants you to go. And if you keep on doing one thing or the same thing over and over again and it's not happening, then God is not with you. Leave this Abraham Lincoln story that he ran many times before he got it. He ran only 2 times and he got it, right? So it's becoming ridiculous. And again, and this is why I respect people who say that, look, we all want the same thing. What the North wants is not different from what the South wants, right? But we all want a sense of belonging. That is the commonality between us. How do you justify, or how do we justify to our children, that after 8 years of Northern leadership, we go back and have another 8 years? Ordinarily, I'm not a proponent of zoning and stuff like that, but I'm a proponent of equity. And that takes, to me, precedence to zoning. But even beyond that, our country is in a very desperate situation today. And you need a leader that is formidable, a leader that can make things right. Not the pandering that desperate situation today. And you need a leader that is formidable, a leader that can make things right. Not the pandering that goes on here today. What we have in Nigeria is a very disgraceful leadership. I spoke to a president of one of the West African countries, and he said to me that the problem with West Africa, and indeed the problem with Africa, is that Nigeria is nowhere to be found. This is the general sentiment. Nigeria is nowhere to be found. We're fifth the population of the continent. We are by far the most outstanding nation of the continent. But when they look, there's just nobody. And so, whether you like Governor Wike's presentation, as he says, whether you like the way he sees it, cut the chase. Go to the crux of the matter. Is he speaking the truth? I've had calls once or twice to say, calm down. He'll tell me, I'm not going to calm down. I say, calm down. You know? He says he won't. But you see, you can never, at least from my point of view, you cannot disregard the truth in what he says. He's outspoken. But this is not the time to be quiet. He's firm. This is not the time to pander. He's resolute. This is the time to stand firm. Because too much nonsense has gone on in this country. If we don't get it right in 23, my brothers and sisters, forget this country. If we don't get it right in 23, forget this country. The Americans thought we would collapse by 11 or 14 or 15. They thought so. And they did their work. In a lot of instances, we have collapsed. Tell me one sector in Nigeria that is working. The American Secretary of State for Africa said to me, we don't have trade with Nigeria. We hardly buy any oil from you. Our only interest in Nigeria is to keep you together. Because you guys are like a dam. If you burst, you flood all the west and central Africa. So just keep you together. That's the interest of the Americans.
That's right. That's actually what I wanted you to hear. It's not the first time some of you have heard that. The reason why America and Britain are keeping Nigeria together is because they believe that they are trying to prevent a calamity. Like if a dam bursts, it will reach UK. Refugee will reach America. Should you heard about Syria? I mean, when they were fighting in Syria, Iraq, and all those places, and you saw the refugees crossing and crossing and crossing over. When Nigeria should break with the level they are taking Nigeria to, true, which is some level that some of you have seen, and you are telling me, we need to get ready. We need to get, get ready. So the reason why they are keeping Nigeria together is not because they love Nigeria. It's not because they want Nigeria to work or if Nigeria is going to work. No, they don't care. Oh, you need to stay together. If Buhari say, if Nigeria, you see, listen to this. Whatever Buhari has done right now, a Yoruba president, an Igbo president will do same thing to you when you say Nigeria should break. You know why? It's because the American, the British, and whatever, they are helping them to keep it together, as they said, yeah? But only the people can break it up. They don't want refugees in the UK. They don't want refugees in America because people will go as far as the end of the world, running away from what they are cooking or preparing to bust in Nigeria. For example, if a lady, a Yoruba lady, is talking like this, sorry if you don't understand Yoruba, would you doubt it if they say the religion fanaticism also live with us as Yoruba people? If you are calling people for caution, sometimes this caution should be directed to us as well.
I want to give you your answer now. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run, àwa tá jẹ́ àwa Yorùbá. Ẹ dákun, ìgbà wo ni Mùsùlùmí tó wá tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní criticize ẹ̀sìn Christian? Àbẹ́sìn àbáláyé. Mùsùlùmí mélòó ló jáde tó ń criticize yín? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run, mo fẹ́ kẹ́ sọ fún mi. Lórí Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam kò sí tá ò lè ṣe lórí ànábì wa. Ẹ sí ẹ̀sìn títí káwa náà sí ẹ̀sìn títí wa. It's not by force to be with us. Kò kí n ṣe by force. Ẹ sí ẹ̀sìn tí yín káwa náà ò sí ẹ̀sìn títí wa. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run, mo fi Ọlọ́run bá bẹ̀ yín. Lórí ànábì kò sí táwo ò lè ṣe. Ẹni tó bá lóun ó sọ̀rọ̀ tí ò yẹ kó sọ. Ẹlẹ́nu wòtò tó bá mọ̀ pé òun ò sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ànábì sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Àwa máa pàdánù ni tó bá lóun ó sọ rubbish lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ànábì. Ikú ni. Ṣé ànábì ó jẹ́ bí nǹkan téèyàn fi ń ṣeré ni? Ẹni tí ó gbà wá là lọ́jọ́ àgbéǹde àlìkìyámà. Ẹni tó jẹ́ pé torí rẹ̀ la ṣe ń sáyé bí ayé tá wà yìí. Ẹni tó jẹ́ pé òun ló tọrọ fún wa lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run tí ẹ bá sí ànábì tó tọrọ fún wa. Sáàrò pálẹ̀ wà ní gbogbo ní ilé ayé tá wà ń sìn ní. Gbogbo orí burúkú gbogbo òṣì tá à ń ṣe káàkiri ní ayé ń sìn. Ọlọ́run ní ti pa eré tipẹ́tipẹ́ ni. Ẹ wò ó, tá gbogbo eré la gbà. Àwa Mùsùlùmí, a máa gba eré ká fi ànábì tọ́ ẹ̀. Anybody tó bá fẹ́ sọ trash lórí ànábì, ikú ni. Ọlọ́run ọba ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Sharia Islam ni. Ẹni sọ pé Islam ò fa ìgbà kéèyàn pa, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò gbà kéèyàn bọ́ kéèyàn ò gbọ́dọ̀ yọnu sí. Kí ló dé sí ìgbà mélòó làwa bú ẹ̀yin Christian àbí ìgbà mélòó làwa sọ̀rọ̀ burúkú ọ̀rọ̀ kò bá kù bẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n ní ọmọ yẹn sọ, ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ fún fẹ́yìn tẹ́ understand the Hausa. Ìtọ́ ọmọ yẹn wọ́n post inú group wọn ni school wọn group school tó jẹ́ àwọn student University of Sokoto. Wọ́n post nǹkan tó jẹ́ nípa Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, jẹ́ nípa ẹ̀sìn báyìí. Bó sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ̀rọ̀, even tó bá ṣe pé tí ẹni yẹn post kò bá ẹ lára mu, wà á dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ pé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ dákun ẹ má post àwọn nǹkan tí ó jẹ́ religion something sínú group mọ́. Simple as that. Ó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ trash, Rasul igbá, Rasul àwo, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní bú ànábì wa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ṣé ànábì ó jẹ́ bí ẹgbẹ́ ìyálákúbá ìyálà yá ẹ̀ ni? Anybody tó bá lóun ó blast wa lórí ànábì, àwa pàdánù ni. Torí ànábì kì í ṣe nǹkan tí a máa fi ń ṣe àwàdà.
Sorry. You know wetin come to my mind? Now, this thing, before I say anything, I believe that all of you, my Yoruba brothers and sisters, you just listen to that, Nabi. Now, this thing come to my mind, then I will talk.
Charlie boy. But this ain't Charlie boy, so I'm mumu don't too much. Charlie boy, now I'm mumu not too much. You be mumu. You think say they wise. You are a mumu man. You are a mumu man. And then throw the tear gas if something way bad for issue.
Something way bad for issue. Now, that thing that lady said in that video has been condemned by the Yoruba Muslims, especially those who felt like, what are we talking? What is this one talking? Ikunio. Awama pani. Anybody to buy you see Rasulullah, la Rabai, ama pani. Yes. With real. There are many, and this ideology is spreading in Yorubaland. Do you understand? But talking about reaching the core heart of Yorubaland, meeting the people, working out this and that with them, and helping them to make them do more in the duty of a Yoruba nation, right? I came across a clip. Sorry, guys, if you don't understand Yoruba again. These people are those who, if they receive the right support, trust me, and there are many like this in Yorubaland, okay? I want you to take just about 2-3 minutes. I'm not going to spend a long time sharing this, okay? I want you to listen to them. Most of you have seen the video before. But when I was talking about reaching the people, reaching out to them, giving assistance enough to help them, help us propagate this Yoruba nation advocacy, a part of that is this, as I call that, right? A demand like this should deserve our own attention, support, if we indeed want Yoruba protection. This is Kogi.
So, ẹ̀yin America, ìyá Kogi ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ o. Iṣẹ́ tẹ́ rán mi ni mo jẹ́ wá bíbá. Gbogbo ọdẹ Kogi state lélẹ̀ tó wà bíbá. Tá jẹ́ Yorùbá. Ọmọ Yorùbá nation ni wá. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Germany, ẹ wà ní Switzerland, New York. Germany ni gbogbo bí tabasa ti wà káàárọ̀ ojíire. Mo kí ẹ̀yin káàárọ̀ ńbẹ̀ o, mo kí ẹ̀yin káàsán, mo kí ẹ̀yin kálẹ́ ńbẹ̀. Gbogbo yín mo kí. Ṣé rode wa báyìí ní gbogbo Kogi. Tí mo sọ fún yín pé àwa Kogi àti gbáradì. A dẹ̀ ṣetán láti wá jàjàngbara ara wa ni. A dẹ̀ ti jàjàngbara, wọ́n ti sọ fún mi láàárọ̀ yìí nísìn láwọn bàbá wa. Wọ́n ní àwọn kì í ṣe Hausa o. Àwọn èsè Fúlàní o. Ọmọ Odùduwà làwọn o. Ọmọ Ọ̀rànmíyàn làwọn o. Ọmọ Ọ̀rúnmìlà làwọn o. Ọmọ Bàtálá làwọn o. Ṣé ẹ ń gbọ́ wọn báyìí? Àwọn tún dá ṣó ń gbọ́. Dákun ìyá AY. Bàbá Síkírímìnì. Bàbá ìyàwó Abíọ́lá. Mọ́mì ìyàwó Abíọ́lá Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò. Mo ń pè yín o, ẹ̀yin lẹ ní ká máa nìṣó. Wọ́n ní àwọn ò ní mọ́tò. Bí àwọn olórí burúkú wà bá ti gbẹ́sẹ̀ báyìí, gbẹ́sẹ̀ káwa náà lè gbẹ́sẹ̀. Àrẹ́dì láwa Kogi láti ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ pẹ̀lú Ondo, Kwara, Èkìtì, Ọ̀ṣun, gbogbo Kogi láwọn ti ṣe tán. Pé gbogbo bí tẹ́ bá ti pè wọ́n ṣùgbọ́n ẹjọ́ kò sí nǹkan rìnsẹ̀. Wọ́n ti ẹ̀kọ́ àwọn kankan báyìí. Wọn ò ti sọ̀rọ̀ débẹ̀ o. Lómi, níná, ní ọ̀nà jákujàku ni wọ́n fi ọwọ́ ṣe ń bà wá o. Ibi tó yẹ ká ti speed, nílé speed ó di pé gàgàgùgù. Tá a bá lọ níṣẹ́ a máa cover ọ̀nà kẹ́ máa rí ọ̀nà wa ní odidi ọ̀nà Federal Road. So bó ṣe rí nìyẹn o. Wọ́n ní mọ́tò, wọ́n láwọn ní mọ́tò tí wọ́n ti gbé fún àwọn tẹ́lẹ̀ ńgbà táwọn máa ń ṣèpàdé pẹ̀lú gbogbo state by state. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí mọ́tò kò sí táyà, mọ́tò kò sí ẹ́ńjìnì, mọ́ṣíìnì kò sí. Mo sì mọ̀ pé ọlọ́ọ̀lẹ́ kúkú ṣe ń tójú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Wọ́n láwọn ń retí yín o. Ẹ̀pà, ìrèké, orán ọmọ lóko.
Anyway, I like I like people who dedicated their time to say we want to do something. We are doing something, right? And these are the people that my platform, this Mayegun's Diary Political, the Temple of Truth, right? Love to reach out to, give them support, boost them, make them feel like, of course, we know what you are doing. If that is your own contribution to ensure that, safety in Yorubaland, of course, we'll give that to you. So there are many like that, and maybe time will come that, indeed, we will reach out to them properly, like for real. Reach out to them, give the support that they need, give them the support that they need, and continue to monitor their progress, work hand in hand, and so many other things that we have in stock. Doing, not just talking, is our own priority now. And that is why, my friends, though we don't have much time now to take a course, however, I want you to go to bed tonight to note this, okay? For everything we have set out to do on Mayegun's Diary Political, and for those who believe so much in Mayegun that, yes, we can do it. To every one of you who have reassured me that we don't need to slow down or even stop or back out from this advocacy of bringing that conversation, bringing that reasons why Yorubas should begin to pack and leave this unfit, unfair, imbalanced arrangement called Nigeria. That everything we set out to do should continue. And I've agreed with you. We are going to launch a lot of programs in the coming future, right? And they will be outlined here on Mayegun's Diary Political for your own conversation, so to say, approval, how we do all the time. So we will do that. And then afterward, which is our target, is to make sure that before this bogus charade called election, envelope our people into the oblivion of nothingness, so to say. Oblivion, I call it, because they will come back from that slumber, sleep, the moment the reality sets in. But I don't want them to come back in order, only for them to be ready again to be manipulated again. The selective amnesia and all of that. So I have people I'm going to work with. I have people who want to work with me. And if all that we are working around works out, the plan is to further empower our people back in Yorubaland. I mean, come on. Is that not the plan? Empower them, get them ready for what the challenges is ahead, right? And in this case, when you are getting them ready, let them know that if they have anything to fight for, it is going to be for themselves, their future, their children, and Yorubaland guarantees that. Therefore, they can save all fights and just fight for the Yoruba emancipation, Yoruba self-determination. These messages are what we were going to push. And with my friends, when we are ready, we will go public with that. So thank you very much for your time with me tonight. I wish I could spend a long time. I didn't know I was going to just talk for over 2 hours. Somehow I did. I won't be taking calls tonight, okay? I'm going to see you some other time, okay? Before you leave tonight, if you're watching me on YouTube, you can still like the video. Yeah, you should. If you are just joining us, you can watch this from the start again. And if you have done all of that, then I'm going to say good night. So thank you so much for your time. To my super stickers, super chatters and all that. I have delivered my part as usual. It's now over to you to make it work. If it's going to work, if it's not going to work, like I used to say, it's up to us. Thank you very much. And you should all have a good night from here.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
tíjó bá rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.